You need to be as fast as I can do this. Is speed ever rewarded in math class? No, this is not the 100-meter dash. This is correct work is what is ordered here. So when you see me working these quickly and you're like, oh, I can't do it that fast, I must not know how to do it. No, that is not the case. Clear? Okay. Each of these are worth 2 marks. I will graph a red line and I will graph a blue line on both of them. 1, 2, 3. There is the red line, x equals 3. The blue line is at -2 and a slope of -2/3, down to right 3. There is the cross right there. The answer is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, -4. You need 2 lines and an answer to get the whole 2 marks. Ask me questions now because you are being tested on this tomorrow. Everyone is good? If you can do this once, can you do it every time? Yes. Red line, blue line. Red line is at +2, slope of -2, so I can go down 1, over 1, all the way across. Blue line, -3, 1, 2, 3, and a slope of -6. Well, I can't go down because I'm going to go off the graph, so I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 1. Oh, and there's the cross point right there at -1, 3. Questions? No? Good. Red line, -1, 2, 3, 4, and a slope of -4. So it goes out that way. And the blue line, +1 and a slope of 2/3 down 2 over 3. Oh, there's the cross right there. -3, -1. And lastly, the only one that's actually kind of difficult because you had to isolate y in both of them. 2y equals -7x plus 8. Y equals -7/2 x plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. -7/2 down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out 2. There is the red line. And the blue one was 2y equal negative x minus 4. So y equaled -1/2 x minus 2. -2 down 1 over 2 right there at 3. I lie. 2, -3. Total for 8 on that page. Any questions? Do you have to use slope-intercept form to graph these? No, but it is the fastest way. Could you have done 8 tables of values? Yes. Would you have done 8 tables of values? I hope not. Everybody good? Everyone has a score out of 8? Excellent. While I was walking around, I had a look at your papers. If you had a blank, I said you couldn't get that mark, so I have recorded that. So if you had 2 blanks on your paper and you tell me you got 8 out of 8 on that sheet, you're lying to me, which doesn't do you very good ever. You have 18 minutes to finish page 257. Is there anybody still working? Ugh. Nice. All right. So, in this very first question, you will notice that y is already isolated, which is half the work you need to do. Y equals 2x plus 14. So, I go back to this question and I write -3x minus, now what is y? 2x plus 14 equals 6. Negative 3x minus 2x minus 14 equals 6, because a negative out in front. Negative 5x equals 20. X equals negative 4. Negative 4 is half my answer. Now I need the y. Well, there is what finds me y. Y equals 2x. Negative 4 plus 14. Negative 8 plus 14, 6. And of course you check it to see if you're right. Is negative 8 plus 14, 6? Yes. Is 12 minus 6, 6? Yes. And you have done it exactly correctly. Here, y is isolated again. So, all I do is negative 4x minus 5. Now I put in y. Negative 2x minus 3 equals negative 15. Negative 4x minus 5 times minus 2 is positive 10x. Minus 5 times minus 3 is positive 15. 6, not negative 6x, idiot. 6x equals negative 15 comes over here, minus 15, negative 30. X equals negative 5. Then y equals negative 2 times negative 5 minus 3, which is 10 minus 3, which is 7. Negative 5, 7. All of these are worth 2 marks. And of course you could check it. 20 minus 35 equals negative 15, and I know I have done it correctly. Again, fortunately for us, y is isolated. Negative 5x minus 2x plus 18, because that's what y is, equals 17. Negative 5x minus 2x minus 18 equals 17. Negative 7x equals 35. X equals negative 5. Y equals 2 times negative 5 plus 18. Negative 10 plus 18, 8. Negative 5, 8. And lastly, y is 2x minus 10. Negative 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 10 equals 11. Negative 3x minus 10x plus 50 equals 11. Negative 13x equals, equals negative 39, because when the 50 comes over it becomes negative. X equals 3. Y equals 2 times 3 minus 10, 6 minus 10, negative 4, 3, negative 4. 2 marks each for all of it. Any questions? No. What is letting you down if you're not getting the answers right? The method to solve a system, or is your algebra poopy? Algebra is poopy. How many times did I warn you all year that you need to be able to do algebra? Once or twice. Did we do distribution? Did we do a whole unit on distribution? We did a whole unit on polynomial multiplication and factoring. Elimination. Oh, barf. Neither one of them works, does it? So I got to change them. Who decides which one? You do. If you wanted to do the x's to eliminate x, what are you trying to get to? 15. If you wanted to eliminate y, what are you trying to get to? 12. You make the decision. First person to say 15 or 12 is the way I'm going to do this question. 15 it is. So, I got to multiply this guy by what? 5. And I got to multiply this guy by what? Negative 3. Because it's easier if one is positive and one is negative. Then I don't have to subtract, right? So I end up with 15x plus 20y equals 5. And I end up with negative 15x minus 9y equals 39. Then I add them. To get 20 minus 9 is 11y equals, I'm adding 20 plus negative 9. 5 plus 39 is 44. Y equals 4. Once y equals 4, where do I put it? Anywhere I see a y. Any y. So 3x plus 4 times 4 equals 1. 3x plus 16 equals 1. 3x equals negative 15. X equals negative 5. And the answer is negative 5, 4. Yeah? Yeah. If you reverse that, you did 12, then you would have found x to be negative 5 first and gone backwards there. What do you want to eliminate in 12? Well, we just eliminated x, so let's eliminate y this time. Even though it's probably not the best move because 2 and 4 work together so well. But that's okay. If I multiply this by negative 3, I will be able to do this, right? I will get negative 12x minus 3y equals 15. Then what should I do there? Even if you didn't do this way, you know what to do. You don't need to, because you've got the 3 and the 3, right? So 2 plus negative 12 is negative 10x. The y's drop out. 5 plus 15 is 20. X equals negative 2. Now what can I do with that negative 2? I can put it anywhere I see an x. 2 times negative 2 plus 3y equals 5. Negative 4 plus 3y equals 5. 3y equals 9. Y equals 3. And the answer is negative 2, 3. Everybody good? Of course, if you eliminated x, you would have had the y equals 3 first and then gone backwards. First word problem, also worth 2 marks. What are the 2 things I don't know? Investment 1 and investment 2. You have this exact question in your notes. Investment 1 is x, investment 2 is y. What do I know? I know I had $1,000. So what is x plus y? $1,000. What is the percentage? 5% of x, 0.05x, plus 8% of y, 0.8y, equals how many, what percentage of my investment? 68. Now, could I leave it like this and work with it? Yes, easily, because it's decimals. I'd have to use my calculator though, right? Or I could take this and make it 5x plus 8y equals 6,800, because I multiply by 100. And I keep the x plus y equals 1,000. Now you have a choice here. Elimination or substitution. Which one would you choose? You want to do elimination? No problem. So what do I have to do with this top one? What are my 2 options if I want to do elimination? Pardon me? Eliminate the x's. Okay, which means what do I have to multiply this by? You could do 5 and then you would subtract, or you could do negative 5 and then you would add. So since I've been doing negatives all the way along, let's do positive 5, okay? And you'll see I get the same answer. 5x plus 5y equals $5,000. Now to eliminate, I have to subtract, right? 5 minus 5 is 0. 8 minus 5 is 3y. 6,800 minus 5,000 is 1,800. Y equals $600. If y is $600, then what's x? You guys should be able to do this in your head. If y is $600, what's x? $400. Done. Making that page out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And last page. You got 15 minutes to do page 258. Go. It is the last page in the book. I know you're very sad about this. You wish Math 10 could go on forever. But it can't. Yes. What does that mean? That means all over the school there will be piles of these blue books. The one place I won't find them is in the recycle bins where they belong. I will find them all over the school. I will find them stacked up beside recycle bins. All right. Now, as my good friend Prab pointed out, obviously this number 10 question should be at the bottom of the page with the other questions about the amount of solutions, right? I don't know what happened, but who cares? Because you're supposed to know how to do the whole thing anyway. So, if there is no solution, then what's the only thing that's different? If there is no solution, the y-intercept is different, right? Which of these three numbers will eventually give me the y-intercept? The x, the y, or the 6? The 6. So if there is no solution, x plus 2y equals what? Anything except what? 6. X plus 2y equals n, right? And n can't equal 6. So if you have written anything there except 6, you get the full mark available to you. Right? Infinitely many solutions. That means it's the exact same line, yes? What can you do to an equation to make it look different but keep the same values? Jacqueline? Multiply the whole thing. So you would put n in front of x plus 2y equals 6, and whatever that n is, you would multiply it through. So if that n was 2, 2x plus 4y equals 12. Whatever. And that would get you that mark. Yes, Heather? So you wrote y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3? Yeah. Yes, that is a different equation than that. That's another way you could have done it. Yeah? Okay. This one was causing a lot of people trouble, mostly because all of you went length plus width equals 20. Why is that wrong? There's 2 lengths and 2 widths. So what does length plus width really equal? 10, or 2L plus 2W equals 20. Both would have worked, right? What else do we know? The length is 3 meters greater than the width. What math is greater than? Yes, you did, but I would still give you full marks. We're about to talk about this in a second, Isabel, okay? The length is L equals what? 3 meters greater than the width. Well, what's the width? No, the width is W. So what's the length if it's 3 meters greater than W? No, that's 3 times. Right, W plus 3. This is the proper way to do this question. Now, a couple of you did L plus W equals 10 and L equals 3W. You will get an answer that will work. What will I give you out of 2? 1? You made a system, you solved the system. What is the goal of my testing here? for you to make systems and solve systems. But you didn't write the system correctly, did you? 1.5. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? All right. So, now, since L is isolated, what should I use? I can use either substitution or elimination, but it's already set up for substitution, isn't it? Because L equals W plus 3. So what would I write there instead of L? W plus 3 plus W equals 10. 2W plus 3 equals 10. 2W equals 7. W equals 3.5. If W is 3.5, what's L? Right. L equals 6.5. That's how you would have done it properly. Now, if you did the 3W, you got to read more carefully because it makes a difference, doesn't it? In the real world, if your job requires you to take some words and turn it into math and you do it poorly, it's going to have repercussions, isn't it? Right? Read carefully. You all know that 3 meters greater, if there's a number 3 greater than that is 6. Right? Think back to Mrs. Bad Crumble's number line on the wall. Because you all had one in grade blah. Right? I'm feeling I should be putting up a number line. I think it will. I'm going to have to, I think. All right. Read the question. Tell me what we don't know. Sacho. We don't know how many adults and students went to the show, yes? So I'm going to use A and S, adult students. Do we know how many people went to the show? Yes. How many? So all the adults that were there plus all the students that were there equals what? 200. What else do we know? Ticket price. 10 for adults, 10 times the amount of adults that were there, plus 6 times the amount of students that were there equals what? 1,680. That gets you 1. Now you solve. What could you use? Anything. We could do elimination. If we were going to do elimination, what are my 3 options? Multiply this by 10 or by 6 or by negative 10 or by negative 6, or I do substitution. Because substitution, S equals 200 minus A, or A equals 200 minus S. Those are your 3 options. Do I care which one you use in this question? No. If I cared, would I tell you which one to use? Yes. Which one do you want to use? Substitution this time? Okay. A equals 200 minus S. Everybody happy with that? I've isolated A by moving S. 10A. A. 10 times 200 minus S plus 6S equals 1680. 2,000 minus 10S plus 6S equals 1680. Negative 4S equals negative 320. Sorry. Yeah. S equals what? 80. If S is 80, students equals 80. What does adults equal? 120 for 1 more mark, making the whole thing out of 2. Yeah? Now, number 9. If they are going to have one solution, the lines cross, yes? What is the property of a line that will make sure they cross? Slope. Slope is made up of x's and y's, correct? Are these x's and y's the same? No. Are they multiples? Like 2 and 3. Is 3 a multiple of 2? So I couldn't multiply to get to here, could I? So since they're all different and they're not multiples, they must have a different slope, correct? So how many solutions? One. What about this one? 2 times 3 is 6. Better check. 4 times 3 is 12. Damn, son. 7 times 3 is 20. Hey, those are the same line. So how many solutions? Infinite, because they're going to be lying on top of each other, right? Lying on top of each other. They're going to be lying on top of each other. Get it? Get it? I know, Ryland, but looks aren't everything, so what are you going to do? What about this one? How did I mess you up here? I switched the order, right? 5 and times negative 2 gets me negative 10, doesn't it? Negative 2 times negative 2 gets me positive 4, doesn't it? So if x and y are the same, the slope's going to be the same, aren't they? But these don't work, do they? So if slopes are the same, then what is it? No solutions, because they're going to be parallel. Out of 3. Making that page out of 5, 7, 9. Making the whole thing out of 23 and 8 is 31. When will you report that to me? Tomorrow on the test. This has been recorded. You can watch this video tonight. Your test is happening tomorrow. You will have the whole block to do it. It is not a very long test. If everybody finishes, we will start reviewing for the year tomorrow. Clear? We will continue to review or start review Thursday, Friday, Monday. You all chose to do your cumulative in the afternoon of next week, yes? All right. Oh, I have your numeracy day. It is the next week, 20... It is, if I am not mistaken, you people are on the 25th, but I can't remember which computer lab you're in. So I will double check, and I will tell you tomorrow. Okay? And I will write it on the board, of course. Jacqueline. No, that is the thing I have talked about 1,000 times. It is the numeracy thing that the government gives us. It's not worth a thing. You have to pass it to graduate. What? No, it's like 12 or 15 questions. I told you I'm going to give you a couple of examples of the questions over our review period. Because, when I say pass, you have to get at least 1 out of 4. And getting 1 out of 4, you pretty much get 1 out of 4 if you write your name on it. One kid in our whole school got 0 out of 4. That kid got 0 out of 4 because that kid didn't even write it. Every single other kid that wrote it got at least 1 out of 4, which is all you need to get. I don't remember. They gave us a piece of paper yesterday. The piece of paper is in my... it might be in my backpack. But I think I left it at home. Yes. I do not. I have it right here! Ha ha! You people will be writing on Monday, June 24th in room A303, which is Mr. Van B's room. And you will be writing it at 11:40 a.m. That has been recorded. I will write it on the board there. You're an international student, yes? Are you planning to graduate high school from British Columbia, or are you going home? You're staying here till grade 12? Okay, you need to write this then. Yen, Are you an international student? I cannot remember. Are you going home or are you staying here till grade 12? You're going to stay here? You need to write this. Nobody else is international, right? Except Isabel. Are you going home?
Yes.
Then I don't think you need to write it.
Do we have to come for that last week or only if we have the numeracy exam?
Only for the numeracy exam.
Are you leaving in grade 2? Yeah. Brothers.
Isabel is gone. Fine. Isabel, you don't have to write the numeracy exam. I was correct. I recorded that.